Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Sandbox Saturday stream. I am Alex Florez, aka Kamisazi. I am joined here in voice by Lucas is Right. Hello, Lucas.
Hello, everybody. We're here to talk quest assistance today, and I'm excited about it.
Yeah, we're gonna go through how to make a quest that isn't too hard, or really like you can make a quest that's as hard as you want, but give the players a way out so that way people don't rage quit your game. So
You'll die inside.
yeah, so they don't feel die inside. That's exactly what. So we're gonna do that. We do have some announcements to get through first, some housekeeping stuff, some not so fun stuff to talk about depending on who you are. So
Whoa.
we're gonna get this out of the way. The Creator Fund is not gone. It's not going anywhere. It's still around, but we are not opening applications back up again. And I'm ripping off the Band-Aid. I'm putting it out there. I know a lot of people have been waiting. And this has been something that I've wanted to tell everybody about for a few weeks now, but we had to get this article reviewed by a bunch of different people to make sure we're explaining everything clearly. I wrote most of this. So basically, the Creator Fund is still around. We're kind of reverting back to what we did like 3 years ago, which was like people will be able to send in applications, not so much applications, but they'll be able to submit a link to a portfolio. And when we have positions open in the Creator Fund, the people who manage that stuff will be able to go through those applications and try to see if there's a portfolio that fits what we're looking for. Now, this is not oh no, you can't be an artist in the Sandbox, because the Sandbox is a UGC platform, which is user-generated content. I'm actually going to paste the link to the chat here. So basically, the Sandbox has grown exponentially the past year. I'm just gonna whack the boom on my microphone here. Getting a little too fancy with my hands. So the Sandbox has grown so quickly that we don't have enough management to like take care of all these artists, because there's a lot of instruction, there's a lot of quality control, a lot of review that goes into all this stuff, and it's just not scalable for the way that we have it set up. So we're closing the general applications, because you might not know this, but in our application process, we were giving each and every person a portfolio review of their application, which is a lot of work.
Incredibly time consuming.
So there were some applications where we knew like, okay, this is spam, this is a bot, or like this is a person who's just not serious about the application. You know, people are sending photographs, not at all like voxel art stuff. Like there are certain things where we would just kind of go like, this is just a no, and we'd have like a canned response for that. But for the most part, if people were sending in actual voxel art, we would give feedback on what we thought about their portfolio, what they could do to improve it, to apply again, maybe like a month or two later, to, practice on these things. And so I set up that response system. Me and Gato who's currently running everything in the Creator Fund, spent a lot of time trying to make this an educational experience for people when they apply. That made sense when we were getting 4 or 5 applications a day. It meant sometimes spending more than an hour a day just on the applications while I needed to do other things. And when it was just me doing it, I mean, I'm not involved in the application review anymore, but there's now a team of people who were doing that, and we were getting over 100 applications a day. And it just is way too much to go through. So that is why we're closing that way of applying, because we don't want to leave this open and give people hope for something that is not going to work out that way. But there is a lot more to do with the Sandbox that is not just the Creator Fund. So this article lays out some of that. The plan for 2022 is that the UGC metaverse is opening. You don't have to be in the Creator Fund to upload right now. You can start uploading right now. You can start playing with things you make in Voxetta in the Game Maker. You don't need to be, by the end of this year, you shouldn't need to be in the Game Maker in order to publish to the marketplace and even start minting and selling. Our goal is that before the end of the year, everybody who wants to be an artist selling on our marketplace should be able to be selling on our marketplace. In order to do that, in order to make the changes needed for the marketplace, for the dashboard, the people who are running the Creator Fund, not just me and Gato Style, but also our other Creator Fund management team, are working really hard to update the dashboard and make it user-friendly, because the way it is right now, it's very complicated. It's not very intuitive. There's some things that are incomplete. It's an alpha tool, so we are trying to get everything up to speed. We have a whole roadmap with our development team for the website, with a ton of updates and fixes and improved features, so that way when we open this up to everybody, it should be fairly straightforward, and tutorials can fill in the rest of the gaps. So we have a lot of plans for 2022. It's going to be crazy and exciting, and I hope that if you were trying to get into the Creator Fund, I hope you're not too discouraged. You should still be practicing Voxetta and getting really good at that stuff, because this is going to be open for you and for everybody else very, very soon.
Yeah, don't give up on that. That's going to be such an amazing skill set to have, and you are going to be so thankful you do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's when you just think about how many lands there are and how many people are landowners and how many people are wanting to develop for that but are not necessarily artistically skilled, there is a lot of work to be done to fill out the Sandbox map in its entirety.
I was listening to somebody talk the other day. They're a trained psychologist speaking with a trained, like a licensed real estate agent, and they were talking about how the average person that owns land is more of the investor type, and so less of the creative, and the average creator type is less of an investor, so they don't have as much land. And so those two personality types are going to have to team up here in the future, and so the amount of opportunities on both sides of the fence are going to be very real. The artists need the investors need the artists. They need to be able to team up and work together, and that's why the Sandbox has so many of those Discord channels on, lands looking for artists looking for lands. Go to the Discord, look at those channels. There's so many opportunities literally floating there for you.
Yeah, absolutely. And even if you aren't able to link up with a specific developer, when I first applied to the Creator Fund almost 4 years ago, I was not expecting to be working on like specific games and things like that. I wasn't expecting to become staff, but if you look at my profile, most of the stuff I have uploaded now is like all these vegetables, and that was the kind of stuff that I was planning on making. Like I wanted to make assets that could be usable for any game. Anybody who wants to make like a farming game or a kitchen game or just like decorate a house or a restaurant or something, like that was what I had in mind for what I was making. And those things change, but there's going to be so many people who want a different style of artwork or a different specific kinds of things, that this is going to be a place where 3D artists and voxel artists can really, really shine and work on that kind of stuff totally independently from any game production, because you're going to be able to mint on Polygon, which is fractions of a cent. You're going to be able to sell. You're going to get the entire profit from the sale price that you set in Sand. So this is going to be huge, and this has always been the plan for the Sandbox. It was always planned to be this. The Creator Fund was just like an initial like test group, and has become more and more kind of the way that we not enforce, but the way we like suggest, the style that we think works best in the Game Maker is through the Creator Fund. But by no means was the Creator Fund ever intended to be the entirety of the Sandbox. The Creator Fund was supposed to be this initial group of artists and then open up to UGC, and that's what we're doing. This this has been in the plan the whole time. It's just the huge the huge explosion of NFTs in 2021, and the amount of applications and stuff that brought to the Creator Fund through that attention, just was a bit overwhelming. Like, we weren't expecting that to happen, so it kind of changed the timeline for things around, but we are still on the same plan that we've always been on.
I would like to throw one thing out there regarding what you said earlier about transactions and minting on Polygon being super affordable. Just to put like a solid number on it for you guys out there that are wondering what that means. The other day, I probably did about, I think it was 150, around 150 transactions on Matic, and it cost me, or on Polygon, and it cost me one Matic. Less than one Matic to do over 150 transactions.
It's like $4.
And I was pumping that up too. I was doing stuff super fast because with that many transactions, it was all in one day. I needed them to go through immediately. So I was going I was taking the suggested GUI on the high rate, and I was doing it 140% of that so that they would go through instantly. And it was still 150 transactions for one Matic, just to put that in perspective.
Soul Cancer says that's less than $2 right now. So
it's amazing.
Yeah. That's cheaper than even what ETH was when we first started doing asset sales, because the first asset sales when Sand came out, I think the ETH gas fees ended up being something like 25 cents, 50 cents. Like, if you had to do a whole bunch, it's like, oh, so 50 cents, it's gonna add up to like $10 by the time I'm done with all these. But we're talking fractions of a cent for Polygon. So so yeah, this is that's great news. Somebody did ask a question about with it being fully open UGC, how do we deal with people stealing artwork, stuff like that. That is one of the very specific things that I've been working with on our dashboard director to make sure that we address. So we are actually in the process over the next month or two transitioning from the pre-approvals. This is also going to affect game jams. We're transitioning from doing the pre-approvals where a moderator has to approve every single asset, and we had over 8,000 assets for the last game jam, which caused a lot of issues. The amount of work involved in that was insane, and I know it was frustrating to a lot of people. What was that?
It was off the charts.
It was off the charts. Yeah.
Time-intensive labor that required was off the charts.
Yeah, I was throwing extra people to work on it. I was just anybody that was under my umbrella. I was just and you're gonna work on this, and you're gonna work on this. I was working on it. My own assistant was working on it. Andy was working on it. Andy, I don't think slept for 5 days straight. So it was an insane amount of work to get all those assets approved, and it's a big part of that was just, again, the game jam grew exponentially, not just the sandbox in general, but the game jam. We went from we had I think 25 or 30 entries in our very first game jam, and then our second game jam, I think we had 11 entries. And if you remember, we had 10 winning positions for all of our game jams, first through 10th place. So for the second game jam, we actually had 11 winners because we weren't going to exclude one person.
Actually going to say, how bad would that person feel?
It would be the worst.
Loser?
It would be the worst. So we don't really sort positions 4th through 10th. It's all just kind of lumped as the runners up. So
you know what? That's really cool. I was going to say, that's just a perfect example of what the sandbox is, adding that 11th place.
Yeah. Well, so I know some people want to know what their actual scores are. That's something we're looking into doing for the next game jam, is people knowing their actual score, because some people weren't sure if their games had been played or not. So we do want to show people we want to make it more transparent, and I should stop speaking off the cuff because we do want to make official statements about this. So I'm just going to stop talking about that for now. But the going back to the reporting system, so we're moving away from a pre-approval model where every single asset needs to be looked at, to we're making a report button. So it's going to contact moderators when an asset gets reported, and moderators can go and check on that. So we are going to make it so that way everybody who has an artist status. So we are going to kind of keep the floodgates a little bit by making it so only people with the artist status. So you will still be able to apply to have an artist account for the game jams, and then everybody who has an artist status, their items will immediately get published when they click on that button instead of it going through an approval process. But there will be a report button, so that way people will have moderators who are just like looking at all the assets that get uploaded, but then users will also be able to report, and moderators can pay attention to that stuff specifically. So all of this is the start. Now this is very centralized, and the sandbox is all about decentralization. So we have to make the tool centralized first because decentralizing is a lot of work. But this is a change we need to make now. So the report tool should be out in the next month or so. And so that's going to be the transition there. It's going to be a lot easier for people to publish. There's a ton of changes. I'm not going to talk about the whole roadmap that's ahead. There's just a ton of new features. I've got a weekly meeting with our dashboard director to go over that stuff. So I mean, there's going to be a lot of changes in the sandbox this year. Good changes. That I think a lot of people are waiting for. It all seems like
insanely positive.
Yeah, it is. I'm excited because this is we're introducing a lot of the stuff that we've been planning for a long time, and it's happening. So we are also as far as that goes with like copyright and stuff and decentralization, we would like eventually, maybe not this year, I don't know how long it will take, but we want there to be sandbox like DAO related stuff. So I don't know if it's going to be people who own sand or people who own land or people who have elevated artist accounts. I'm not sure. There's a lot of thought that has to go into this, and it's not just, I can't just say how it's going to be, and like I don't have that authority. So this is going to take a lot of work, but eventually we want to move to a decentralized moderation system, so that way when something gets reported, it's not going to just the sandbox, and the sandbox is the gatekeeper for all assets on the sandbox. That's a very centralized approach to it. We want that report to go out to the DAO of whatever that is, like whatever defines that DAO. So maybe you stake sand, maybe you're a landowner, whatever determines being in that membership of the DAO. And that way we will have potentially thousands of moderators all around the world 24/7 being able to immediately review and vote on reports. So whether like, I'm the owner of this IP, somebody copied it, and you can see that I've uploaded these assets before, and this is totally my brand,
here's my problem, here's my proof, please help me take care
exactly.
of this.
If it's something that goes against our terms of service, there will be a bunch of different things, and the sandbox will stay involved in that, but as a member of the DAO, not just as the final authority on everything, because that's not what decentralization is about, and that's why Meta's not gonna buy us. So,
and this is really cool because this is just, there's so many possibilities that open up from this, because it also frees up the sandbox staff from doing this grunt work type stuff to really growing what the sandbox is.
Yeah, there's going to be more time to dedicate to other things. We are already striving for the grand hall of the sandbox parliamentary procedure. Yeah, basically, yeah. Okay, so what now? What now? If you can't join in the Creator Fund, what can you do? So we've got different things going on. We've got the Vox Edit contests. We've got game jams. The Game Maker Fund is still open and still accepting applications. DVD Who Is? Hello, Alex. How are you? Any news about the Vox Edit Creator Fund? Yes. That's what we're talking about right now. I'm going to paste the link to the article that we're looking at in the chat. So we got the Game Maker Fund, which is still open. You can apply through the link there. We've got the Sandbox Bootcamp by Participate. Great people there working to get get people through a crash course on using Vox Edit, using the dashboard, using the game maker, and getting Sandbox certified. So that way you have that badge of honor that you can say, hey, I know what I'm doing. I've been trained on how to do this stuff. You should hire me, or you should join my team, things like that. The Metaverse Accelerator is the new program. So if you this one's very different. So if you're looking to get in the Creator Fund, this might not be the right fit for you, but it is something that we're doing, and maybe it's something you'd be interested in. There are grants going out to groups and companies who want to dedicate work into Web3, into becoming like decentralized blockchain companies. So if you have a product or a business model or a service that you think you could build into a company, they're giving out grants and giving access to people high up in our company and Animoca Brands and in other Web3 companies as mentors. So very cool opportunity there. And lastly, if you're not on Discord or Telegram, what are you doing? What are you doing here? And you're not on Discord or Telegram, like go join our Discord. There's like a lot of really cool people there that you can connect with. So go do that.
There's a ton of amazing people on the Discord community.
Yeah. When will the game maker for Mac be available for download? Before Alpha 2 starts.
Really?
Yeah, we said that like a month ago.
I know, but I didn't know like the game maker. I thought it was gonna be like accessible.
The game client? I think the game maker and the game client should both be out at the same time. Because they're
cool.
kind of the same thing. It's just the game client is just the player aspect, and it like connects to a few extra things. You get like the chat features and stuff like that.
There's somebody in the chat has a really good question. They said, how many hours or how long is boot camp? I mean, like how many hours per day or how many days? Do you have any idea about that?
I'm not sure on that one. I think it's a couple weeks, but it's not like it's necessarily every day. I haven't participated in the boot camp myself. I just when people complete the boot camp, I send them NFTs.
Fair enough.
They get prizes and I send them out. So Sage says 3 weeks. That sounds right. Maxi Max says just completed boot camp in January. It's 3 hours a day for 3 days. Is it 1 day a week? 1 day a week for 3 hours. Yeah, it's not bad. It's like taking a really short course, like driver's ed or something. I think driver's ed is even more hours than that.
I think that's driver's ed. That's driver's ed for me was like a couple hours. One time. When I took driver's ed, it was like at least like 4 classes, I think. When I got trained for like my motorcycle license, that was like 2 weeks of classes, and it was 2 hours a day every day. But yeah, wow. For driver's ed, it was I got shortchanged.
Well, driver's ed is not necessarily mandatory depending on where you are. Because you can, like, your parents can teach you, and actually driver's ed I don't think is mandatory at all, is it? You just have to pass the driver's test. Yeah. So not everybody takes driver's ed. They just go and take the test, and if they pass the test, then they're good. All right. So after 40 minutes talking about that, I don't have a link to the boot camp, but if you go to the Medium article, there is a link here down at the bottom of the article. Sandbox Bootcamp by Participate is right here. It's app.participate.com, and it's got a bunch of other stuff, so I'll just send the link direct to that here also. All right. Lucas, how about we do a giveaway?
I would love to do that.
So we're going to drop a link in the chat here. Let me grab that from Lucas.
Yes, sir. I'm resending it over again. If that would be helpful.
Okay. All right. Link that just dropped in the chat is for the Wizzy the Blues hat giveaway. And we've also got some other giveaways in there. So I know what? In the past, giveaways? Extra giveaways. In the past, I have said don't refill out the form if you've already won. You can do that this time. This is an exception because we've got more giveaways going on than just the hat in this one. So we are
Wait
doing
a
one
second.
drawing for the hat. We will check against our list of previous winners to make sure it's a unique winner. But there's extra giveaways in here that we've never given away here on this stream. So anybody can join in this one. So go ahead,
I'm
fill
so
out that
excited.
form. I'm not saying what it is.
I'm not
People are-
asking you to
People
say
are
what
asking
it
in the
is.
chat.
Oh, nuts to that. I don't want to know what it
People
is. I
are
want to be
like,
surprised.
Is it this? Is it this? I don't know. You know, we'll find out what it is.
Nobody knows what it is. That's provocative.
It's a thing. It's a thing. It's a thing,
mean-
and you'll like it.
Alex knows what it is.
I
let's
know
be
what it
honest.
is.
Yeah, Alex knows what it is, but I don't. That's exciting.
Well, I sort of know what it is, but I asked a question and I didn't get an answer, so we're just gonna say it's something, and then we'll figure it out.
I like it. I like it a lot. The mystery, the intrigue. It's provocative. It's enticing.
Let me double check. I didn't get a response somewhere else. No, nothing. Oh well, we'll figure it out.
We will.
All right. So while that giveaway is running, let's get 5 minutes on the clock for people to fill that out.
1 second. I
But
actually brought
please
a
only put
kitchen
your
timer.
entry in only once, please. Don't log in with multiple Gmail accounts just to put in your entry multiple times, because that's not fair to everybody else.
That's super goober move.
Super goober.
Super goober. Don't do it.
All right, so we're just gonna pretend that this is a complicated maze.
Okay. I'm
It's
already
not.
confused. I like it.
It's not complicated, but you know, we'll just say that it is. We'll say that
Okay.
this is big brain time maze.
Ooh. Spicy.
And let's see. Wait. Oh. There we go. We're gonna give it some variety here. Okay. We got our super complicated maze here. Just trust me.
Lost.
We're so lost. We can't even see over the top. All right. So, you know, ultimately our goal is to get to the end here. I don't know why my guy is gray now. I tried fixing it, but
Is
for
he
some
sad?
reason, well, his shoes are blue.
I mean, that kind of lends to the sadness theme.
So we're gonna change this to somebody else. Doesn't matter. We're
Okay.
just gonna make this. There you go. And let's see, sunrise. Beautiful. Okay. Now we've got a nice complicated maze that we cannot totally just jump over the walls and skip over everything. Right? Okay. All right. So what happens if this maze is like way too complicated? Rock 808 says a lot of people have changed their avatars and can't change them to anything else. Interesting. We'll have to look into that. I know. So I use multiple accounts for different projects, like when I'm working for you know, a client or something, and those seem to be working fine for me on the other accounts. It's just this one account with this one user, and I wonder if it's because I have the moderator shoes, the glowing shoes. I don't know. I don't know if that's related or not. So we're just gonna say that we have a super complicated maze here. And what happens if the player gets lost for like 30 minutes in your maze? Like that could be really frustrating, and it could make a player just be like, you know what? I don't like this game. I'm gonna leave this land and go somewhere else. It's too hard. Now you don't have to cater to players who want an easier time in a maze, but it doesn't necessarily hurt you to have an easy mode. We've had some people in game jams make games where they had like at the start of the game, you could choose if it was easy mode or hard mode. I think it was Rockfall or something like that. I believe it was that one, where you would get access to like more equipment and like easier enemies or something like that if you said that you wanted easy mode at the beginning of the game.
Hmm.
Rock 808 says yes, it was Rockfall. Rock 808 would be the one to remember a game called Rockfall.
See what you did there. I like it.
Dancing Sweater says, for anyone making mazes, do not make them first person and tight corridors. Ugh. Some people are into that. Some people want that claustrophobic look. I think game creators should have the right to make a game in the aesthetic and the level of difficulty that they want. They should not have to cater to any particular feeling of a game. Not every game is made for every person, right? And I don't think it should have to be that way. A game is an artistic expression of the creator of that game, and if they have a certain aesthetic, a certain feeling that they want to evoke, that's fine. But they should know that that may exclude certain people. And if you're trying to make your game more inclusive to more players, then you should be able to give options. So we're trying to teach how to make those options possible.
I'm going to ask that people don't tell me how to live my life either, and so I'm not going to tell them how to make their games. Just seems fair.
Yeah. So personally, I am terrible at first-person parkour. I love Mirror's Edge. I think it's a beautiful game. I was okay enough at it, and they put a lot of work into making that game work. But when it came to like the wall jumping stuff, where you had to like whip the camera around and like bounce off a wall to grab another thing, I was terrible at that. I struggled on those parts, and even now, when people make first-person parkour games in the sandbox, I am terrible at them. I really prefer being able to see around my player, my avatar, when I'm doing any sort of jumping around. That's just me. I still really enjoy first-person shooters, but those don't usually involve like a lot of like parkour kind of stuff. Actually, for shooters, I prefer first-person shooters over third-person shooters because you're more like zoomed in. Like when you play, I used to play PUBG a lot, and I hated third-person mode, not just because people could peek around walls and find me more easily, but because I felt so much further away from what I was shooting at. So when you are in first person, you get more zoomed in the distance. So anyway, all that aside, we want to. This is totally optional. If you want to make a maze super challenging and maybe people will rage quit, that is totally up to you. That is your decision as a game creator whether you want to do that. But if you want to make sure that players have the option to skip a maze, you can put something at the beginning of the maze that says, "Hey, this part might be challenging, and you might get frustrated or disoriented." If you have claustrophobia, or if there's flashing lights and you want a seizure warning, something, you can give people the way out to skip this to go to the end. And that's just a simple teleportation. We've explained that on stream before. There's tutorials for that through our Git book. There's lots of places you can learn on how to set that up. And actually, the tutorial we're about to do right now is going to teach you teleportation also. So we're going to kind of cover both things. I feel like it's been about 5 minutes now. Is that form closed now?
It is.
All right, form is closed. Let's see. For the first one, for the hat, we're just gonna roll, and after a deduping, and let me know when you're ready for that, and we'll do that.
I will.
And then we'll talk about the other stuff.
Sending a link over to somebody in the chat. They were asking about the form that you sent over, the first link you sent over, not the contest link, and I sent them the wrong one.
Oh, okay.
There we go.
All right, so when Lucas has a chance, he'll start deduping that list, make sure that everybody is playing fairly, and
deduping now.
Then we'll start rolling. So while he's doing that, we're going to talk about what our plan is for this. So what we need is really pretty simple. We need a timer. What we're going to do is if you've ever played some of the like the Wii platformers, like Donkey Kong and New Super Mario Brothers Wii, those games had something. They had a help mechanic where if you failed to complete a level too many times, another character would be at the start of the level and be like, "Hey, I see you're struggling. Do you want me to do this part for you so you can see how it's done, and basically beat the level for you?" And that can help people learn. I think that is it's a great thing when it's optional. It doesn't force you to like, "Oh, you stink at this game, we're gonna skip it all for you."
Laugh at you.
Yeah, it's just it's giving you a way out where you don't get too frustrated, and that can be a helpful thing. So what we're gonna set up is a timer that will drop an assistant into the maze to help you get out. So what we need is our helper. We're gonna use Wizzy.
I like that.
Wizzy the Blue.
Wizzy my dude.
He's
Wizzy my
gonna
dude.
He's gonna be the helper here, and he's just gonna be off to the side. He's not like in the maze.
Doing rad stuff off to the side.
Okay. And then we need a timer, so we can set up. You could do this through a quest. If you do it through the quest, it's going to be visible to the players. So I would recommend not doing it as a quest. This is something that should kind of run in the background. So we're going to set up 2 items along here. It doesn't matter where they are. I'm just putting them on the wall for visibility's sake. And we're going to have another one at the entrance to say that we've started the level, and one at the end to say that we completed the level. And so these are all going to act as sensors. Okay, and we can turn collision off for all of these. No collision. We're going to turn collision off for Wizzy also, so he doesn't get in our way. All right. So the first thing that we want to do is we want to sense that the player has walked in. So this is going to turn into a message broadcaster. And we're going to leave them all visible right now, so we know that they're where they are. But we can turn off the visibility when we're done. And the message to send is going to be maze start. We're going to turn off that indicator and broadcast only once. And you know what? Actually, we're not going to do this as a message broadcaster. We're going to do this as a speaker component. So we don't actually need any behavior on this one. We're going to do it as a speaker component because then we can see that the avatar has walked over. So the speaker component gives us that that option to say something when it sees the player. So it's not actually going to say something. No text to display. It's going to detect entity, and we're going to shrink that detection range to be big enough where it can't miss the player. And we're going to move it in here so that they actually have to walk into the maze to start it. There's no way, assuming that the walls are tall enough, there's no way to get into the maze without avoiding being seen by this. It's going to detect entity, which is the avatar, and that is going to say the message maze start. All right. That all looks good. Okay. Now we've got this button over here. We're going to set this to a moving platform. Basic platform. I always do that. I say like moving platform, and then I scroll down to see like the M's, and it's not there because it's a basic platform. And look at that. I didn't intend for that to happen, but I lined it up perfectly with the other button here. And the platform speed, we're going to lower it down. So this platform speed is in meters per second. So 9 meters per second, it's going to get there like instantly. Not Jackie Chan says, question, is there a way to make something invincible, but still have a kill word? No, we did cover that a long time ago. You have to make it the child of another object in order to kill it. That's something that I did with the uh actually
Totems.
well yeah you so the thing is you can't use a kill word or any sort of killing on an invincible character. It has to be voided, or you can kill its parent and it will get rid of the other one, but it won't play the kill animation when you do that. What I actually did to make something invincible is in the Halloween game that I made. The pumpkin, the jack o' lantern dinosaur. I had messages constantly healing it, so
Oh,
it
that's cool.
wasn't actually invincible. It was just healed faster than any damage I could ever do to it. Um, and that way, uh, I could see that I was doing damage, but I could see that it was futile. It would kill me way faster than I could kill it, and it healed faster than I could kill it. But then I was still able to use a kill word, and it would play the dying animation. So
That's
it
cool.
worked out that way. And we covered how to do healing and damage messages to specific tags in other times, but we can go over that again some other time. All right, so about this one, we're going to have the basic platform. We're going to have a tag that says timer. And it's going to move towards this, and we're going to just set this to really super slow. We'll say 0.5. This is actually, this would be a lot faster than we need it to be to go through this maze, but we don't want to stand around waiting for this thing to happen. So let's see, we got a wait duration of 0, no indicator, and we want to add the toggle behavior component. And by default, the initial behavior state is false, meaning that this isn't going to move. We don't want a toggle message, but we do want a turn on message, which is maze start. So going to maze start, like we can see that it works. So it's not moving right now, but when we pass through here, you can see that it immediately starts moving because it got that message. It's just chugging along right there.
When you have a second, I'm done deduping, and I have a question.
Okay, what's the question?
First question is, if the person who wins has already won Wizzy, can we just shift them over into the weapon or into the whatever it is? Like
Yes,
the secondary win?
if they've already won a hat,
Yeah, if they've already won a hat,
then
can we just shove
then
them
we'll
over into the next part of the win?
yeah we'll do that.
That's wonderful. Because I don't know, I feel telling people they can enter and then be like, oh, you can enter, but now you don't win, but you could have won. I felt like
Right.
that'd be kind of
Yeah.
like mean.
No, we don't like breaking hearts like that. So
Exactly.
there's enough ways to break hearts accidentally that we're not going to try to do it on purpose. So yeah,
I do it on purpose
absolutely.
all the time, but it's only the people who deserve it. Y'all are amazing people. The next question is actually from somebody in the chat, if I can ask that.
Sorry, say that one more time.
The next item is actually a question from somebody in the chat, if you're cool with me asking that now.
Okay, sure.
So Tom Voxel says, what is the difference between assets and art assets? As in, when you click set asset type to art, when publishing to the marketplace or not, art assets are tripped from all attributes?
Stripped, yeah.
Stripped, yeah, I'm sorry,
of
stripped.
attributes, yeah. So art is just that art. The features of something being an art asset are not there's not a lot of utility around that yet, but I have ideas that I've shared with our lead game designer on ways that we can improve the use of art. So art is kind of like it's a result of last year's explosion of NFTs because people are interested in buying art. And I would say that basically everything on the sandbox is art in one form or another. Like that's
Absolutely.
all the 3D assets we make are art. But some things don't really fit into like being a game object. Like some things are art, like a statue or a painting, and things can be art that are even don't necessarily fall under like the statue or a picture kind of. I mean, I guess everything kind of ends up being a statue when you're talking about voxel art anyway. But it's a complicated subject, and you get into the philosophy of what is art. But basically, the goal of art is that it's not going to be assets that have a behavior associated with them. You can still set a behavior on art items. I think. I don't know if I have. I should have something that has the art. I don't think I can sort by it though. Oh, I can actually. So I've got some art items here. So like we've got like this airplane statue and the aerial screw. A lot of the stuff that I've done for Pranksy falls
Argue with my
under.
reflection. Do that one.
Yeah,
That's one of my favorites. That's amazing.
So this is an art piece. Like it doesn't have a game function. It is just an art piece.
It's beautiful.
Now, what you see on the dashboard is that these actually get like a fancy frame around them. But when we first made art, they just had like a gray. They looked like common, but the pricing was not common. It was priced like art would be priced. So they actually have a cool gradient that looks cooler than even like the legendary assets. So some of the proposed changes for art is that art possibly will only be one of ones. So they will be more rare than legendary items. But they do not have any catalysts. They don't have any attributes that enhance their abilities in game. They are specifically for being looked at. Some of the features that I've proposed for these may or may not happen in the future, but some of the things that I would like to see as an artist who went to art school and does artwork professionally, some of the cool things that I think we could do are things like displaying the provenance in game. So like who bought what, when, for how much, to see the history of an item as it's been used on the dashboard. Potentially having other features associated with it, like we can already go to the artist's profile, but perhaps we could have other metadata associated with it. So there's a lot of potential ideas of what could be special features dedicated specifically to art, separate from, say, a legendary asset. Besides the fact that they're more rare and more expensive without any features that a legendary have. So that's art. And that's all I got to say about that.
That's a great answer and great examples as well. I've always wanted to tell you how much I like the reflection of myself one. That's a really cool piece.
That I did that one specifically because we had just added the ability to clone a whole rig into another project. So I was able to.
Okay.
We didn't have a way of doing that really before, so it would have been very complicated to set up the same rig twice. But then I was able to import. Also the mirroring. It was both aspects of it. It was the ability to mirror it in another project and then copy it over. So that way I'd have the mirror image of the animation. I wouldn't have to manually animate a mirrored animation, which would have been hell.
That would have been, yeah. I'm just like going through it in my mind, and I don't know the system that well, but I'm shutting down just thinking about it.
Yeah, it wouldn't have been fun. All right. So do we have a roll for the hat?
We do.
All right.
283.
All right. And who's that? Is that a previous hat winner?
No, number. Oh, you want me to actually pull the number as well? Gotcha. One second. I was telling you how many numbers there were.
I can roll.
Yeah, if you want to roll, that'd be great.
We'll do the rolls.
Yeah, I think people like seeing you do the roll. So.
All right. So 283 is the number of entries we got, and my 3 is acting up again, so I'm going to make sure that I click that successfully. So 283, we rolled an 86. If you can double check who that is.
Do your thing, keep talking, and I will go check.
All right. So we've got our starting message, and we can do exactly the same thing to stop the maze. So we actually let's.
Hey, Alex, what was that number again? I'm sorry.
86.
Got it.
We're going to delete this this numpad, and we're going to duplicate this one by hitting Control D, because it's already set up exactly the way we want it. We just want to change the message that it's sending. So we edit logic, and we say maze stop. And
the winner, I'm going to go check them.
That is going to be our message for exiting the maze. And we're going to put that more. We don't want somebody to get to this spot right here and then second guess and double back before they actually exit the maze. So we're going to put this a little more outside the maze to make sure that they get all the way out. And we're going to go back to our basic platform here. And so we have maze start for turn on, and then turn off, we're going to do maze stop. And this way, when we exit the maze, after having beaten the maze, we don't have the wizard coming to help us after we've run off and done other things. All right, and we can see that's working. The numpad has moved and it stopped when we got to the other side. So we've got our start and stop here. And it will actually start up again if we go through it. I think we can disable that by having it send only once. It might not actually let us only once. Yeah, so we could enable only once. It depends if you want to stop the player from going back through the maze. You have a couple options here. So we can send only once, which means that the player gets through the maze and then this feature turns off for them. So right now we have only once enabled. So it starts moving, we go through, and it stops. And if we come back here, it doesn't turn back on. So it's not babying the player, going like, oh, you beat the maze already, but do you need to beat it again? Like, you having trouble now? So that's up to you if you want to have it send only once.
Them.
If you don't want to send only once, so the problem is you get out of the maze here, and depending on how you set up your level, for a player to go back through the maze, they're going to have to go through the exit and make their way back again. So in that case, I wouldn't use two separate messages. I would actually use a toggle for in and out. To use the same message going both ways. So that way they walk in, the timer starts, they walk out, the timer stops, they walk in again, the timer, whichever side they walk in. That way, if they can only get in and out through the exits, the timer will only be on if they're in the maze, and it will be off if they're outside the maze. So it's up to you, whatever makes the most sense for your game design, for your layout, for how you want the player to progress through. All right, Lucas, we got that winner?
We do. And I got a smile on my face right now. This is another name that we've seen in the chat a number of times. Over on Twitch, the winner of the Wizzy the Hat is Gold Valkyrie X. Congratulations, my friend.
Hey, Gold Valkyrie X.
You are the winner. Let's see. Are they in the chat right now? I think they are. Anybody see Gold Valkyrie in there? Let them know. If not, I'll shoot them a message on Discord, because I know they're in the Sandbox server.
And we'll send it anyway because we have their wallet address. So
now that I have them, let me ask you, how do you want to do this? Just like black them out, or do you want to remove them from the list so that the number changes, or do you want to keep the number the same? Like, how do you want to do this?
So in an additional column, just note that it was the hat winner, and then we're going to say the names of the other things that are.
Oh, so they can win the other things as well as the hat?
No, they only win one thing.
Okay, cool. Just making sure.
Yeah, if we roll the same number again, we'll skip it and roll another time.
Got it.
All right, so our other items to win here today. A few people guessed this.
What are they?
Blaze Games wanted to give away one of each of their swords.
Okay, can I enter
through the stream here? Yes.
Oh, really?
Sure, why not?
Well, I
Uh,
don't think I should. I don't think I should, because I think if I win one of them, I think people are gonna get mad.
okay, it's up to you. So they did these. Was it 13? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Wait, did I count 7 on 2x4?
There's
How did I?
there's
8.
there's 13 total. I know, because I
8.
purchased 10 of them last night.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. So there's 13 here. 5 plus 8 is 13. I know math. It's not that I can't math, it's that I can't count, apparently, because I looked at this and I counted 7 when it's clearly 8. I don't know how I did that. So we are giving away one of each of these. At least that's what I was told by Voxel Blaze. So I tried
Voxel's
to.
been really cool about this. He's been giving out a number of them. I know they kept a grouping of them for marketing stuff. At least he was saying that on the show the other day. So I would not be surprised
Yeah.
if that's what he meant.
Well, he said we would like to donate one of each blade for you to give away on the Sandbox stream if it's all right with you. And I
You
told
want to
him
give away
no.
all 13 today, or do you want to hold on to maybe?
We're doing it now. We're doing it right now.
Okay.
So
Congratulations to everyone that's here.
yes, congratulations. We're going to keep on rolling on the same sheet. So let's roll. So first up, we've got, where'd my random number generator go? Here it is. We've got the Magma Blade.
Ooh, the Magnum Blade is first. Okay, so I will take notes on who is.
Yeah, just put him in the column. So number 255 just won the Magma Blade.
All right, 1 second. I'm going down. I'm just gonna write this down. Okay, 255. Here we go. You want me to announce who they are as we go through them?
Yeah, just announce them, and if we somehow roll the same number again, which is unlikely out of 283 entries, just let me know that we already rolled on that one. We'll move on. So just make sure to put their username not put their username, write Magma Blade next
that's what I did.
Yeah, okay.
So
the winner of the Magma Blade is...
That is Boys 68111 over on YouTube. Congratulations, you've won a Magma Blade.
All right. We're going to roll again for the Giant Slayer.
Oh, that's my favorite one.
Is 282. Right at the end of the list there.
200. Is that the last one? Yeah, 282. Holy cow. Okay. Congratulations to Gold 09871. You've won yourself a Giant Slayer.
All right. We're going to roll for the Phantom Halberd.
Ooh.
29.
They're all cool. 29?
29.
Alrighty. 29 is... One second. Okay, 29 is over on Twitch TV. We have the Mr. Parker John. Congratulations, you won. Which one was this again? The Giant Slayer?
Phantom Halberd.
Phantom Halberd. Oh, that's the one that's the 2 blades in one. Gotcha. Yes. Okay.
Yep.
On
Yeah,
to the
it's
next
got like
one.
it's like an axe on one side and a scythe on the other.
Scythe on the other. Yeah.
All right, rolling for the Tentacle Spear.
Oh, the animations on that one are so cool. Do you want to actually pull that up for a second?
128 is the winner there, and yeah, I'll pull up that.
128. 128. All right, over on Twitch TV, we have Omega Blue Twitch.
Whoa, this one is cool.
Yeah, it really is.
I
grabbed
there's still a bunch on sale.
Yeah, I grabbed one for myself, and I grabbed one for Holly, because we both were just enamored with the animation on that.
Excuse me 1 second.
You are excused. Are you logging in to buy one? You should. I encourage this. Beep boop pop. Yeah, the animation on the tentacle spear is incredibly crazy, incredibly talented, and it's mesmerizing. It's kind of like looking at a lava lamp.
Yeah. Yep. I didn't see that one before, actually. I looked at all the other ones and I didn't look at that one. So
If if you watch one of his latest streams, he actually does a video where he goes over like what they look like on the characters on your avatar. And the conjured blade is one of my favorites just from an aesthetic standpoint, because it almost looks like a sword that the Green Lantern would conjure, because that little
Oh, okay.
disc is almost like a shield, and it like rests on your wrist, and the blade itself kind of flies around your body completely unattached to your hands. I'm getting excited if you can't
All
tell.
right. Did we say who the winner of the Tentacle Spear is?
We did. It was number 128, and that was Omega Blue Twitch
All
over
right.
on Twitch,
Congrats.
surprisingly enough.
Okay, so I'm seeing a bunch of people who missed the announcement about being able to join even if they had won a hat before. So we're gonna make another form and do the next 4. We're gonna split up the form here. So we're gonna do. We just
That's cool.
did these 4. We're gonna do another 4.
I could insert them into
5.
this form. Actually, though, I guess that would be really difficult. No,
If
you want to do.
if you open it back up.
Oh yeah, we can open it back up. That'd be
If
perfect.
you open
I'll
it
just
back up,
re-download it.
yeah, the people who already submitted won't be able to submit again, and we'll just dedupe again. So, all right, everybody wins
Open it
today.
back
We're
up.
gonna, well, not
Open it
everybody
back up.
wins today, but we're opening the form back up. Let me paste that link in the chat. Where is it? Here it is. All right.
And let me save this
Okay.
file so I don't lose
If
the winner names.
this giveaway is for Voxel Blaze swords, so you can enter, even if you own some already, or if you won something else. This is just everybody gets to join. All right, there's the form again. It just got opened back up. We're gonna give people a couple minutes to enter in that, and we're gonna do the next 4. And we'll close it, do the next 4, then we'll open it up again in case there's any late joiners. So that's running. So, all right, back to the tutorial.
Complicated.
It just got complicated.
Yeah, it got complicated. I'm okay with that because you know what? We are here for you guys and gals and everyone in between. We love you. I don't know what else to say.
All right, so back to the tutorial. So we've got our start and stop, so people can progress through the level. We talked about ways about if your game's nonlinear or if you send people back through the maze, what you can do with this. It's up to you and what makes the most sense for your game and your players. How you want to set up the rules for this system. We're just showing you how to make an escape for people. Okay. We're also going to let's see. If we go to global parameters and we go to the player controller here, we go to components and we see that for the health, the respawn tag is checkpoint. Okay, so we're going to do that, and we're going to add that tag to our exit here because we're going to respawn the player at this checkpoint. Okay, so we add the checkpoint tag to there. We're not gonna use it quite yet. We'll get there. And we are going to go to Wizzy the Blue here. We're going to change him to a message broadcaster. And let's see, did we have a kill message on the player? I didn't check. Go to the controller, components, instant death message is kill. Okay, that is what it is by default. All right. So the message that Wizzy the Blue is going to send is kill, and it's going to send to specific tags in range, and it's going to broadcast only once, wait before broadcast. Interact is going to be the message required, so he's only going to say this message if we interact with him. It doesn't need to have a range that big.
Typical Wizzy. He's so snotty sometimes. You really got to go to him first.
Hey, you know, a wizard is never late, nor early.
He's right on time.
He does what he's asked when you ask him to do it. So,
I love that line.
So we're going to broadcast to specific tags in range, and the tag we're going to send it to his avatar. Now, we might not need to do this. This is kind of like overthinking it a little bit. it might be fine to just send it to everywhere. I'm making sure that it's going to work. So if we run up to Wizzy right now and we talk to him, we should die immediately and respawn over there. And we die and we respawn here. All right. Now, something to keep in mind is that you might want, you're going to want to make sure that your checkpoints make sense. So if Wizzy is closer to the entrance where we have our spawn point, when we die, we're going to respawn to here probably. Oh, actually it did send us over here because this does not have the checkpoint tag on it. Can we even add the checkpoint tag? I don't think we can.
Wizzy,
interesting.
The bringer of death.
Okay. All right. So this, I didn't realize this. The spawn point doesn't actually have a checkpoint tag on it, and you can't add one. Interesting. Did not realize that before. Okay, cool. So we don't need to worry about that. But if you have other checkpoints in your game, be aware that if you have them too close to your maze, and Wizzy pops in to say, hey, do you want to skip the maze? It might not send you to the exit. It'll send you to whatever checkpoint is closest. So be mindful of where your checkpoints are, their proximity to other checkpoints, and where the player is going to be at certain points of your game. All right, I think it's time to close that form.
You
got
people
it, had
dude.
An opportunity, so if you can close that dedupe and let me know when you're ready for me to roll again, and we will do the next 4 Voxel Blaze swords.
Got it.
If you missed, if you just joined in now and you're like, oh, what's going on? We're gonna open the form again after we roll through these 4. Yeah, we're gonna keep doing this because we've got 9 more swords to give away.
That's so many swords.
It's so many swords. It's 13 swords. And if like I said, Voxel Blaze did specifically say he wanted to donate 1 of each, which is amazing. It's a beautiful thing. If something happens on their end where we're not able to, because usually I only give away the stuff that I've made, so it's very easy for me to control that. So this is Voxel Blaze giving them away. I'm just giving him the wallet addresses to send them to. If something happens and he's not able to give those away, like, I don't know, like his wallet gets stolen or something like that, then I will figure something else out for the winners here. Because if you win something on the stream, then you definitely win something, and I don't take that back. So we're gonna do what we need to do to get the swords to you. But if something strange happens, then I'll keep you covered some way. We'll figure it out. All right. So back to this. So we've got our start point, our stop point, which is also our exit checkpoint. It activates our moving platform, and Wizzy will successfully murk us and teleport us to the exit of the maze if we talk to him. So now we need to get Wizzy to us wherever we are in the maze. So we need to make this numpad switch. We need to remove this behavior and this indicator. We're going to add a speaker component. And the speaker component is not going to say anything. We could say like time's up or something, but we shouldn't be able to see any of this stuff happening. It's going to detect entity. And we're going to make this range really, really small. So this is going to pass into that range. So as soon as it gets right here, it's going to activate it. And it's going to say the message, time's up. It's going to say it only once. And let's see, detect entity. I think we said timer on this one. Is that right? The tag? Yeah, timer. So it's going to detect the tag timer. All right. And now if we go back to Wizzy here, we're going to go to his health component. And you want to make sure that Wizzy doesn't accidentally get killed by something. So keep him in a safe place where he's not gonna like get murdered before he can murder you. And we're going to go to his health component, and his instant death message is going to be time's up. And his death event, instead of destroy, we're changing it to respawn to tag.
I thought you were going to say restroy, and I was like, I don't know what that means, but it sounds exciting.
Respawn to tag. The respawn tag is going to be avatar, which the player character will have by default. And we can set like a -2 death delay. That way it's not, because we're not looking at him being over here. We don't need to see his death animation. We just want him to snap to the player quickly. All right, so let's see what that looks like. We start the timer, and as soon as this gets in range of that one, Wizzy's gonna die and teleport into us. So he's a little close for comfort there, but it works. It works.
Is he getting all up in your business?
He this is the point in Quake 3 that you would say he gibbed us, but we're not worried about that too much. So he is now right there, and we can give him a message to say to us also, because he doesn't have a message component on. We can add a component here. We're going to say speaker, and he's going to say, hey.
I'd like to throw something out there really quick.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, if you do not have a wallet address, I'm sorry, but we can't send you anything. We have some people in the forum that have put none for the wallet address.
Oh yeah, you need a wallet for us to send stuff to you.
You have to have a wallet to win this contest. I'm sorry, but if I see none in there, I have to delete it because there's nothing for us to send the prize to.
Yeah, there's no other way for us to transfer it. It's like if you say like we need to text you to like notify you of this thing, and you say I don't have a cell phone, like, well, that's the only way for us to send this message out. So
I've only got a landline. I'm sorry, that's not going to work.
Right. Yeah. So you do if you're participating in the sandbox stuff, you do need to have an Ethereum wallet, which is free to set up. You don't have to have a hardware wallet. We recommend having a hardware wallet, but it's not required to set up an account. It takes about 3 minutes to set up a new wallet if you sign up for a Sandbox account. If you have a Sandbox account, you have a wallet. Let's show that real quickly. If you I don't want to leave this page, so we're gonna just do this. If you go to your profile, this is your wallet address right here, and that will it'll let you can even click this button and it copies it to the clipboard, so you can paste it right into the form. All right, so if you have a Sandbox account, you definitely have a wallet, because if you have a Sandbox account without a wallet, you broke something.
That's witchcraft.
Fix that. Yeah, it's got to be there. So, and then if you don't have a Sandbox account, there's not really a point in signing up for the giveaway, because then you won't have a place to use the swords.
Yeah.
Show us your staking. I mean, it was on the screen, sort of, I think, on the profile. Oh no, I exited. I didn't want to exit entirely. Go back. Where was it? Recently closed. Plays games. There we go. Okay. I was just like, oh yeah, I could exit this. I'm like, no. Let me know when you're ready with that dedupe.
I am ready. What I did was I took the last form and so I have multiple sheets. On sheet number 2, I just obviously deduped it with all the new entries, and then took all the old winners and put them on the new form, so they're highlighted with the name of the sword they won and everything. So we're good to go, and I'll just keep doing that for each form.
Okay. All right. So, what is our new number?
Our new number, I guess you do need to know that, is 342. 342.
All right. All right. First roll is a 78 for the Conjured Blade.
Oh my goodness, that is so early. I love those early ones. I don't know why. Wait, you said 78?
Mm-hmm. I did indeed.
1 second. Um, you're gonna have to re-roll.
Oh, that was a previous winner?
Yeah, because the way that I changed it up, the list changed when we did the new one. One of the other winners slid down a little bit.
Okay. All right. So reroll. 265.
That's so funny. All right, 265. All righty. I'm not even gonna try to say this one. It's
Just
actually I
paste
am
it in
gonna
the
try
chat.
to say it. You got it. It's on over on YouTube and it starts with Chai. Chai 363. I'm going over to YouTube right now.
The great thing is when we don't know how to pronounce names, it doesn't even matter if you're still watching the stream when you win, because we're just going to send it to that wallet address, which is why
They're
we
not in the
need the
chat
wallet
anymore.
address.
They're not in the chat, but I'm gonna put it in there anyway.
All right, we're going to roll now for the ice
I'm sorry.
rapier.
Which sword was the last one?
That was the conjured blade.
Conjured blade. Okay, give me 1 second.
Mm-hmm.
Conjured blade. Alrighty. And what do we got next?
All right, the next one is the ice rapier, and we're going to roll. That is a 14.
Ooh, another early one.
Unless it's not.
Nope. This is the ice rapier. You said correct?
Yes.
Okay. Over on Twitch TV, Chaotic Mongo, congratulations. You are the winner of a wonderfully chill ice rapier.
Awesome. Wizard West, it's not the Wizzy avatars are not going to be ready the next week after the first avatar project drops. I mean, I guess it could be a week. There's when we do our first avatar project, I'm going to be paying very careful attention to like any other details, ways that I could improve the project. So I'm working on artwork in the background. I'm not sure if I want to start showing stuff yet.
You should do it. Show it. Beans.
I don't want to hype up too early, and if there's like any sort of delay that I don't want to like
That's totally fair.
have
I
too much hype
that.
and then like a lull of like nothing. So I may start leaking out little, a bean or two here and there.
A bean or two, he says. You know what? Let's get excited about them beans. Even if it's a singular legume, we're still happy about it.
Isn't that an Alice in Chains song?
Let's get excited about them beans is an Alice in Chains song?
Just them beans.
Oh, I don't know.
I think it's them bones.
Oh, yeah. I like that. Beans are better, obviously, than bones. Hey,
All right. Did we say the winner for the ice rapier?
The ice rapier was Chaotic Mongo over on Twitch, and he is very well aware of it and very excited. And I love seeing people get excited when they win.
All right. Next is for Mjolnir.
Mjolnir. Pull Mjolnir up real quick and read the description on that one, because it is wonderful.
I just rolled a 304 on that.
304.
Scroll to find that.
Yes, sir.
So Mjolnir, Thor's sacred hammer that can only be wielded by those with a pure heart. Are you Hemsworthy? Ooh, and we got some cool lightning animations popping out of it. Very nice.
All right. The winner of Mjolnir is Good Guy Greg over on YouTube.
Good Guy Greg!
Congratulations. Good Guy Greg. You win. You still there, Greg? I hope so, because you won.
Was that somebody that we had on stream before? Good Guy Greg? That name sounds familiar. I seem to remember that from Alpha, but it might have been somebody else. Like when there was Stinky Pete.
there was somebody on the show called Stinky Pete.
No, it wasn't. Stinky Pete's from Toy Story. I'm trying to. What's the guy from SpongeBob?
Patrick?
The
Plankton.
they did like a Wild West thing like back in season 1.
Oh, I remember. I know what you're talking about, but I don't remember the name. I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it was not blue shirt guy, not Squidward. They're
Blue
just
shirt
saying like
guy.
it's
Who
not the
said blue shirt
normal
guy?
Dirty Dan. That's the name. Dirty
Oh,
Dan.
yeah.
But I
I
feel
like
like
blue
there
shirt
was a
guy
good
better,
guy
but yeah.
Greg also. I feel
Was
like
there?
I don't
Maybe
know.
maybe
I
they're
feel like
maybe
there
they're
was.
referencing a reference.
Maybe. All right. Last one for this batch is Crusader's Blade. We're going to roll 142. Who you calling Pinhead?
All right, you said 142.
142.
Always love it when I see 42 pop up. Alrighty. All right, the Crusader's Blade was won by who? Vezyal over on Twitch TV. Congratulations, Vezyal. Vezel? Maybe the Y is silent. Vezel over on Twitch. I'm gonna go with the Y is silent. The silent Y.
All right. So we're still not done with the giveaways because we still got 5 more. So this is going to be, the form is going to be opened up again, or we're doing a new link. Same form?
Same form. I'm just
Same
gonna open
form.
it up. So if you want to just open that up.
Yeah. I'm pasting the link in the chat again. So if you already entered, you don't need to enter again because it's the same form. And we're going to roll on it. So you still have your chance in there if you did not win previously. But we're going to open up this one last time. And we'll give it about 5 minutes while we finish up the quest here. And then we're going to roll for these last 5. All right.
So I'm gonna go in and open it back up, is what you're saying.
Yes, I already pasted the link in the chat. So
Done. Open back up.
All right.
Got a little distracted.
That's okay. Link is in the chat again. All right. So people, if you have not already entered, you can enter. But if you've already entered, please do not enter again.
Yeah, there was a couple of people that had entered the first time, and I think they thought it was a new form, so they re-entered.
Yes, this is the same form.
They used the same exact information, so it didn't look like they were trying to game the system. So I only deleted one of those. That's why it took me a little longer.
All right. So we were adding some text for Wizzy here. So he's got the speaker component. He's going to detect entity of avatar, and he's going to detect in a short range here. And he's going to say, hey, you've been in here for a while. I can teleport you out if you want. And let's see, anything we're gonna see. Look at player, true. We want him to face the player. And we're gonna say always on top, just because if we have the walls up high on our maze, which you should if you're going to have players running around a maze, we want to make sure that that if he spawns too close to a wall, that we can't not read what he's saying. So we want to make sure that his message is always visible to us, which, oh, that's, that's a tasty glitch there.
What happened?
What?
What's going on?
So apparently enabling the display above means that the speech bubble just kind of floats wherever it wants.
It does seem to have a mind of its own, doesn't it?
Yeah. Okay, never mind. That's going to get reported, and we're going to turn that off because that doesn't work. Huh. That is a strange speech bubble. All right, we're going to add one more component, which is the indicator. And the indicator is going to say, display interaction, and to teleport. No quest cursor. We can leave that display over on, I think. Visibility distance, we'll say 10. And maybe 0 offset. All right, let's see what that looks like.
Not Jackie Chan saying that was happening to him with parented items.
Huh. Well, there's no parent on Wizzy. He's just a thing by himself here. So I'm not sure what's up with that. We're gonna put a -1 offset, so the interact is kind of like centered on him. And let's see. Let's see how that looks. Ooh. He teleported to us. All right. We're gonna turn off his health bar so that way he doesn't spawn with it visible. So we're gonna say edit logic, and we're gonna turn the life bar to hidden. And remember, we can't set him to invincible; it will not work. So even if we kill him, he will come back to haunt us. So we can. It'll take a while because he has a lot of HP. We can do this. Oh, the rest of my equipment didn't show up. Interesting. Oh, there it is. It was taking a little bit to load. I had an alpha sword that just floated off into the distance and was gone.
Oh, that's kind of
Interesting.
funny.
Just floated away.
It just like 0G, just somebody nicked it and it kind of just kept going.
Go. So yeah, we can kill Wizzy, but he will come back to us. So it doesn't really matter that we can kill him. He's basically invincible anyway. What the?
What the what?
I don't
Are you seeing a loading screen right now, Alex?
I'm seeing the game maker freaking out.
Okay, so it is the game maker. Gotcha. Because I keep seeing loading screens pop up and you freeze and whatnot, and a couple people in the chat are asking the same thing. Super laggy, video cutting in and out right now. Yeah, we're seeing what you guys are seeing. So,
except I'm not.
oh, you're not.
No, I'm. Everything looks fine on my end except for the game maker. The game maker is totally freaking out.
Okay, so the game maker is what's freezing, and the display is showing the correct display.
Ooh. What the? Apparently, so I don't know if you can see my screen right now, but
Yeah, I can see it. It looks like Wizzy's farting all over the place.
Yeah, apparently
Is he about to take off?
What the? Okay, so every time I jump, the camera moves. But then I run around as a disembodied dust bunny here.
That's amazing.
I've never seen this before. I
Hey,
wasn't
you know
even
what?
trying to break anything. It just happened.
Your maze was so confusing that the computer couldn't even figure it out, and it died.
Apparently. So we're gonna save. And maybe it's mad because I killed Wizzy. Maybe.
I mean, he is a part of the metaverse now.
Huh. Okay. Well, let's see. All right, it's all back to normal. Oh. Oh
So,
no. Wait. What?
it looks like Jaws, but with land.
Dun dun. Dun dun. Dun 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 dun.
You know what? People in the chat are saying I want that asset, so I think we need to make it happen.
This isn't an asset. This is
I
just the
know it's not.
clouds that happen when you run.
I
What?
know. It's still
I
amazing.
did this morning. I had a Windows update, so maybe that has something to do with it. I've never seen this bug before. We're the mole people. We're just digging underground here, and we're gonna. I am
mole
the
people.
Underminer.
I was just thinking of the Underminer. I was like, what's his name? Mole person, Incredibles, son of a bee sting.
I am the Underminer. There is no one. Wait, what does he say? No one is beneath me, nothing is beneath me.
Everything is beneath me. Behold the Underminer. I'm always beneath you, but nothing is beneath me.
I think that's what it is. Yeah. I am beneath everything, but nothing is beneath me. It's something like that. I don't remember.
Hey, should we close this new form out?
Yes, yeah, we should. I've just been totally distracted because this is a very entertaining bug that I have never encountered. So,
I mean, the Underminer is pretty entertaining. So, yeah, I feel you.
And stair stepping works on it too. Like you can go up, boop, and the process of falling moves my avatar back to it. Boop, boop, boop.
That's amazing. Okay, there is 420. Wow, that's oddly appropriate for Blaze Games giveaway. 420 entries in this form. So let me dedupe now, and I will. This might take a little bit, so I will be back.
Okay. All right, we're just gonna try loading back into the level. That's a totally new experience there. I've seen all sorts of fun bugs, but never
one quite that fun.
Okay, it seems to not be happening now. Oh,
that's too bad.
It's whenever I jump. Jump.
Maybe you stop jumping around there all nimbly bimbly like.
I mean, I can't. I play games to jump. Had a bug once where my head was on backwards for a few hours. In real life or in the game?
Wait a second. Right. If that was real life, then I apologize for laughing. That sounds painful.
All right, let's try just restarting the game maker entirely. Give it a second here. All right, and once we're done with these giveaways, I think we will close up the stream. We're at almost an hour past our normal end time, which we've never actually ended on. So
no, I think we have one time. Once.
Yeah, it's because I wasn't feeling well.
I wasn't going to say anything. Because you know what? Picture of perfection.
It's... I'm not worried about it. All right, let's see. Can I jump now?
Oh, are you asking me? Because I'm going to say no.
Okay, no, now I can jump.
It's too bad.
Womp womp. All right, I wonder if that had to do something with me killing Wizzy. Carrie says, in the game, LOL. So you're good, Lucas. You didn't laugh at her actually getting her head on backwards.
Woo! That was
he was really
a few moments there.
He was really concerned there. I could tell in his voice. He was really worried.
I don't want to laugh at somebody for having their head on backwards.
All right, so we successfully murdered Wizzy. And the bug has not started, and we're making the platform move again. So Wizzy should teleport to us. And oh, that's fun. If we're jumping when it happens, he does end up in the air a little bit. So there is another way that we could do this that would make him not be right in line with us. So typically, like, people will be running around when this happens. So the fact that he spawns right on you isn't going to be that big of a deal. But if you are jumping and he's floating in the air as a result, that is a little weird. So what we can do is we can actually give him a separate spawn. So we are going to take another numpad here. And this item is going to chase the player around. So we want it to be at the entrance here. Let's see. I want to make sure that this thing stays within the space that it's supposed to. So we're gonna set it in the middle, actually, and we're gonna respawn this thing to the player. So this is going to be a predator. And we're going to set it up for the dimensions of our maze here. So we're going to go X should be like about 15. Oh, no, that's the wrong way. Z should be about 13.
Okay, deduping is done. Now let me transfer the winners from the last one over to this one.
All right. So we've got it in this space. We're going to put its attack damage and attack speed to nothing. No indicator on it. Edit logic, it's going to chase after the avatar. 0 attack range. 0 hunger, 0 food. And 0 eating duration. All right, and we're going to move
let
it.
Him eat it all?
No eating allowed, because then it would damage the player. All right, and we're gonna shrink this just a little bit. And we'll leave it full size. Okay. All right. So you can see that it's chasing us, it's trying to attack us, and it is not successfully able to attack us. All right. But because of how low our walls are, it can actually travel up above them. We don't want that. Okay. So we're going to double up our walls. We're just gonna leave these things in the wall because we don't need to be able to see them. We're gonna make our walls taller, so that way our predator behavior is not able to escape.
He's always trying to get out.
Yeah. And we are going to move that, we're going to set a tag on this. We can just add a new tag. We'll say Wizzy spawn, and we're going to change the respawn tag on Wizzy from avatar to Wizzy spawn. Okay. And we're going to finish building up those walls real quick. So because this thing chasing us can't jump, Wizzy's always going to spawn on the ground now. He will also not spawn right in our face. All right, walls are looking good there. All right, so we run in. And we don't need that thing to like immediately be chasing us. You could actually have several of these around, so, and there he goes. Hey, you've been here for a while. I can teleport you out if I want, if you want. And we interact with him, and he's not killing us. What did I mess up? What did I do? Let's see. Wizzy, the message he says is kill, edit logic, kill to specific tags of range. Oh, wait. I changed the wrong tag. So yeah, we got to switch that. So avatar sending to us, and then his health message, target tag. That's Wizzy spawn. So I flipped the wrong tags. That's what I did. All right. So we've started the timer. We're running through the maze. Okay, that's chasing us. And Wizzy popped up there. Ta-da! And now we're out of the maze. Easy peasy.
Go whenever you are.
All right. So the last thing we're doing on this,
yeah.
Last thing we're doing on this is we're setting these all to invisible, so we don't see them working in the background doing all this stuff. We could also say when Wizzy sees us, we could have a noise be made. So, or at least when he spawns in. So we could say, let's see, he's got the indicator, he's got speaker, message when spoken is none, but we can actually add a message to this. So we're gonna say, we'll just use trigger. We don't need another thing to set this up. We haven't used trigger for anything in this. Obviously, that's one you got to watch out for because a lot of things might default to trigger. So, use a custom message for this in your own thing. But so when Wizzy sees us, he does the trigger noise, or he triggers the noise, and we go back to our predator here, and we add a sound component, play sound, and sound to play. Let's see. What's a good sound? We need a good noise here.
Victory.
I think maybe power up. Let's try that one. We need to edit the logic. So power up should play on receiving message, and the message required is trigger. And that should do the trick. So let's run around here. Make sure that the game's nice and loud for us. So I can't see the thing chasing us, and there was no noise. All right, so that didn't work. Let's see here. On receive message trigger. Oh, because it probably needs to send the message to a tag specifically. Let's see. Speaker component. We're going to say trigger there. I mean, there's other ways we could set up the relay to make it do the sound. I was just kind of hoping it would be simple. But for whatever reason, this one, it probably needs to be sent to a tag, which the speaker component can't send to tags. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. We would have to set up a more complicated relay. We could have it work some other way. It might also, actually, you know what? It might just be the fact that we used 3D sound instead of 2D sound. Maybe it made the noise,
but it was
a
difference between the two.
Well, 3D sound means that we can hear it, like proximity wise.
Oh, gotcha. So like stereo versus mono.
Okay, yeah, I did hear the sound there. It was very faint. So I did hear the sound. We are seeing all of we're seeing these little interactions, which I thought that turning it invisible we wouldn't see them, but apparently not. Where'd he go? There he is. Yeah, I see you. Okay. So there's other things we could do, like we could make it an actual spawner instead of a predator. So we could attach what's some other things that we can do to this? We can actually make this be like in an underground thing. And we could make a hole underground so that way this can move successfully, because if we just put this in the ground, it won't move around. It won't chase us or anything. But if we actually no, that wouldn't work, because we need it to chase us, and it's not going to chase us if we're like above ground and it's underground. It's not going to see that we're there. It's pathfinding its pathfinding won't recognize where we are. So yeah, I think that's about the best that we can do to get it above ground like that. So yeah, no, I think that works pretty well though. The main thing is just that we can see those interactions of it. Maybe if we, I don't think adding an indicator and like disabling stuff would help. If we put indicator and we turn off all this stuff, I think it will still display that is trying to attack us. Yeah, I think it hid the that blue is it trying to eat us, but it's doing 0 damage. So that does look kind of cool, I guess, but it's not. It's revealing what we're doing. There are other ways, so we could use a different behavior. Like we could say, if we do farmer, I think the danger with farmer is that if it does actually pick you, you're gone. Your avatar is gone, which is kind of funny. So we could say, what was the gathering area? It was like 8 by 13, I think it was, something like that. Yeah. And gathering tag, we'd say avatar, and edit the logic. So we would say the gather speed is really low, 0. I don't know if this will chase us around. We're going to turn visibility back on it for now. All right, now let's leave the visibility off. We'll see what happens. The danger is that potentially it does actually gather us, and then our avatar is gone. Okay, well, Wizzy did appear there. That seemed to have worked. Let's try it one more time. Let's try getting further through the maze. And let's try running. So let's see like how far it actually chases us down. I didn't see Wizzy spawn yet. He's still over there. Did we not set off the trigger? Mm-hmm. Oh, there he is. Okay, so that did work. Cool. Oh, I think I ran to the end too fast and turned off the timer. All right, so that actually worked pretty well. So having it with the farmer, you just got to be careful not to accidentally have a farmer behavior pick up your avatar, because if you do that, then the game is like broken because your avatar disappeared. It went nowhere. So that actually worked better than I expected doing the farmer tag or farmer behavior, because it chases us around, but it doesn't have any indicator above it and no attack display. So that's a good one to have it chase us around. All right. So I think we're ready for giveaways. We're all done with that tutorial. I hope that showed you some useful tips on how to set up things to work in the background a little bit, chasing the player around and making things easier for your players. It's taking a long time to save. Okay, there we go. We're going to exit out of that, and we are ready to start rolling. Lucas.
396. 396.
396. All right. I got to say what we're rolling for, though. So we're doing the last 5. So we're doing the Corrupted Blade. Generate 203.
All righty. 1 second. 203 coming at ya. $203. Aridin Blue over on YouTube. You are now, or will be, the proud owner of a corrupted blade.
All right. Somebody asked for the participate link again. 1 second
We
while I
can't.
find that for
Oh,
you.
the participate link. Yeah, but see, we can't participate. It's already closed. I already
Yeah,
DQ'd
yeah.
the third time. No. But yeah, that participate link is really cool. We should throw that out there again to everybody.
Yeah, let me just let me find it again real quick. All right. While I'm looking for that, let's roll the next one, which is for the Battle Cleaver.
Ooh, that one's
192.
fancy.
192.
So
is
close
the
to
Battle Cleaver.
203.
Yeah, it didn't go very far that time.
Battle Cleaver. Congratulations. Fans only 32 over on Twitch. You are the winner of a Battle Cleaver, and now I'm just curious if this is a page that's all about fans. Like wall fans, ceiling fans, desk fans.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. The big like waving fans.
Ooh.
You know.
See, now I'm thinking about wacky waving inflatable arm tube man, and you've completely derailed me.
All right. Next roll is for the Red Blaze Saber.
Ooh, the red blaze saber.
318.
Oh, opposite end of the spectrum. I'm heading on over. Oh, I went way too far. Whoops.
All
Now I'm
right.
back at the beginning.
This
You
is
said
the
308?
link. 318.
318. Thank you.
Yeah. This is the link for the boot camp. So that's by Participate. They run, it's a, I think they said 3 hours, 1 day a week for 3 weeks is the boot camp. So just 9 hours for the course, which will end you up with a Sandbox certified NFT as well as some other goodies potentially. And it gives you a crash course on VoxEdit, the dashboard, and the game maker, and about how you can get involved as being a creator, which is a great thing that you could slap on a resume or CV if you are trying to position yourself as a creator that is hireable for all these different landowners who maybe they don't know how to build on their own land. Did we get that 318 winner for the Red Blaze Saber?
We did. That is Jerry Mentor over on YouTube. Congratulations. The Red Blade Saber shall soon be yours.
Awesome. All right, quickly rolling for the Green Blaze Saber. Oh, it didn't move far again. 307.
307. Green Blaze Saber. And that is over on Twitch TV. We have Cow Lee Thao, I believe. 1 second, let me type that on out. They're not in the chat right now. 1 second. Let me see if I can find them. There we. Oh, it's all one word, not multiple words. There we go.
Cow Lee Thao.
Cow Lee Thao. I like it. Let me type that out in here. Let them know.
I want to take a look at this hallowed blade. This looks cool.
It's so cool. The when you turn on the animations for it and watch the hilt.
Ooh.
Yeah, I was stocking these online for a while before the sale actually went live.
Very cool. And there's a bunch of these, and they're compared to many other legendary items, these are very affordable.
Yeah, they're incredibly reasonably priced.
Like saying something is $92 USD as being affordable. I know that might sting for a lot of people, but compared to like what the other prices for 4-gem equipment goes for on the Sandbox, this is actually a great price point. And there's a good number of them. There's 180 of these things, 119 still up for sale. So, if you've got some sand from the alpha or from other things going on, this is a great time to get some really, really spicy equipment. All right.
Is it the last one?
This is the last one. We're doing the Hallowed Blade. Oh. We're going to roll.
This is one of my favorites. Just from stats and
Yep,
how it
yep.
rolled, that's really cool. I mean, look at that. The power on it, 47. Basically almost rolled perfect twice. Magic is 24, one off. Speed is 23, two off. I mean, that is
Oh,
such a good roll.
yeah. This is basically full stats. So the winner for that
Yeah,
roll was 161.
161.
So in case you don't know what Lucas is talking about, I saw somebody mention that, oh, this has 47 power gems. Not this specifically, but somebody said something like that, like 47 power gems. That's not what that is. It's only 2 power gems. You see the 2 yellow dots, 2 power gems, 1 magic gem, 1 speed gem. That 47 is out of a possible 50 points. So each gem has the ability to roll 1 to 25. I'm not 100% sure on this, but the last time I looked at the way the stats are defined when you set up gems on an item, it made it sound like if you have multiple of one gem, the it's only the last gem that has a random roll.
Oh,
Uh,
really?
I'm not 100% sure on that. It was a little confusing the way it was worded. So, when you stack 2 power gems on an item, it has a little thing that says that it's potentially 26 to 50 is the roll. That wasn't what I had heard before, so I don't know if that changed, or maybe I misunderstood, or maybe it's mislabeled right now. So I'd like to find out and make that clear. So it's either a guaranteed 25 and then plus 1 to plus 25 for the second one, or it's 2 to 50 if you're rolling the full 1 to 25 roll on each of those. But when you mint, there's a randomized roll, which means that the stats are going to be varied from item to item. Not within the single mint. So all the hallowed blades have 47 power, 24 magic, 23 speed. But you could mint another legendary item with 2 power gems, a magic gem, and a speed gem, and chances are it's not going to be the same stats exactly. So, but yeah, these are nearly perfect rolls. Like I said, it's and like Lucas said, this is 47 out of 50, 24 out of 25, 23 out of 25. This is a very high stat item for only 21 sand. So I
Get them
know
while you can, because
I'm
that's
picking this
hot.
one up when we're done too.
Hot, hot, hot. I definitely bought one last night. I'm not gonna lie. I was
Yeah.
literally waiting for the timer to click over to 420, and I jumped right in as soon as it did.
Did we say who the winner of this one was?
We
Did I
did
miss it?
not.
We did not.
You're
All right.
actually gonna laugh at this one. It's you were kind of just talking about them, but absolutely not talking about them.
Okay.
Allison Chains over on Twitch.
What?
Congratulations. You're the proud winner of the Hollow Blade. Please use it to adventure wisely.
Them beans.
Dem beans, Alex. All dem beans.
Yeah. That's how I remember that song going on Guitar Hero. That's totally the way it went, right?
I mean, yeah. I'm not gonna argue with that. It's just too beautiful. Why would I?
All right. Well, thank you everybody for joining in. I hope that you learned something useful in the Game Maker, and that you had fun with the giveaways here. Big, huge thanks to the Voxel Blaze team. Questions about staking. That I am not the most knowledgeable when it comes to staking questions. I usually leave a lot of those questions up to Joseph. Joseph is maybe not a crypto expert. As far as I'm concerned, Joseph's a crypto expert. He may not want that title. So he is very experienced with crypto for a couple years now, and he definitely does a lot of research. Does his own research, has his own plans. So I would see if potentially, I don't know how many of those kinds of questions he takes during the Good Morning, Afternoon,
I
Evening
think I
show.
can handle this one.
Okay.
Yeah, so big guy, if you want to shoot me a message on Twitch or Twitter or whatever, Discord, I think I can help you on this one. This is the problem that I've actually think I've run up against and been able to help a couple people with so far.
Okay, good. All right. I know some people with Trezor wallets have had mixed
issues.
Yeah. Like, I've mixed feelings is like where my brain was going, but mixed results, I guess.
There you go.
Was what I was looking for. Have had mixed results with Trezor hardware wallets on the new staking on Polygon. Um, that's something that we didn't mention, though. I should point out is that there is a new staking ability on Polygon. So it's been officially announced that at the end of February, the ETH Sand liquidity pool on layer 1 will be closed. But the rewards and things like that will continue to go on through the Sand Matic pool on layer 2 through Polygon. There are Medium articles, and I'm sure somebody's done a tutorial video on it and stuff like that. So there are resources out there to look that up. There is a new Polygon staking, which does not involve Matic. It is just staking MSand, and that has a reward pool associated with it. If you're familiar with the liquidity pool, you'll know that you're kind of providing a service to other users by providing liquidity. You're offering up your Matic and your MSand to provide as kind of buffer room for conversion of the currency. Staking just the MSand by itself with no Matic is a separate option. And it's not so much that you're providing a service to other users. It's that you are. It's almost like lockup. Although your sand is not locked up in it, you can remove it anytime you want. But we're trying to motivate everybody to move from Ethereum layer 1 to Polygon layer 2. So it's just kind of like an incentive right now to do that. And a lot of people have already been doing it. So we're very happy to see that. We're trying to save lots of people lots of money on layer 2. So definitely check that out.
I moved my entire staking pool from the Ethereum pool over to the Polygon pool within like 6 hours of it opening up. And I have been so happy with that, because whenever I had those rewards, I would have to wait, a month and a half, 2 months, 3 months to just restake it for it to be worth it on the Ethereum with the gas fees. And now with it on Polygon, I do it every, 5 days or so.
Yeah. I will point out, though, that we don't have land sales or asset sales on layer 2 yet. So if
Correct.
you plan on buying anything, I would not move all of your sand yet. Make sure that you still have some sand on layer 1 if you plan on participating in a land sale or an asset sale, because those are the only places to get them right now. But because we're encouraging the move to layer 2, that also means that we're moving everything else to layer 2 very soon. So,
also,
all right.
One thing I'd like to point out about the MSand pool, if you deposit in there, there is one small restriction. You are correct. You can deposit and withdraw your sand at any time, but you can only withdraw your earnings once every 7 days.
Correct. Yeah. The rewards claim. The claim button is only active once you do the claim. You have to wait 7 days to claim again.
There you go.
All right, so that's it for today. Thank you very much, Lucas.
Absolutely.
Thank you, everybody, for watching.
Fun.
Today was a good day. All right.
I really enjoyed being able to give away so many things.
So make sure to tune in. Hey, it's 4:20 right now. When's the night show? It's in about 4.5 hours, I'd say. The good morning, afternoon, evening show starts at 9 p.m. Eastern time, I think.
I can't find my. Here we go. Yeah. The Vision EX is show schedule 5 days a week, 6 p.m. PST, every day except Wednesday and Sunday, 2 a.m. UTC if you live past the meridian, no Thursday/Monday in that case.
All right, and that is in 4.5 hours from now. So tune in 4.5 hours. See Joseph. Thank you, everybody. Have a great rest of your weekend.
Good day, everybody.